Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown,
the unofficial sumo podcast
for official sumo fans.
Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown. This is Ryan, and this is a little bit of a special episode. We've got a little bit of a treat for you guys today. So my dad is actually moving, and I was helping him move, and was moving some boxes around in his basement, and I came across a box of videotapes that were just labeled like old videos, and I was just looking through those, seeing what my dad had, and one of them was labeled Sumopalooza 1977, which, as you remember, last year we talked about like our favorite American sumo wrestlers, like back when that was big in America in the early 70s. Well, pretty much all throughout the early 1900s, about through the 80s where it started to wane off a bit. My dad was huge into this scene. And so I think this is the first time that Sumopalooza might have been aired live on TV. And he was able to get a video. He was able to record it, like VHS was a new thing back when this happened. And so he was able to get a videotape of this, and he's kept it all these years. And so we're just going to go ahead, and if we could get like the conversion and stuff right. I'm not the greatest with tech, so we're going to try to get the audio out so people can listen to the audio of this event, and just, sit back and enjoy this lost gold that we found in Sumopalooza 1977.
Welcome to Sumopalooza 15, coming to you live at least 1 year later on public access television, the access television of the future. We are here in the year of our Lord 1917 with your main event tournament. The final 8 fighters in our show are ready to do battle in the ancient wrestling art of the Far East, sumo wrestling. My name is Chet Kowalczyk, and I'm joined by my color commentary partner, former sumo wrestler and good friend, Fat Joe Beverly. Fat Joe, what do you think of our upcoming main event tournament?
I think there will be 4 matches consisting of 8 men, followed by 2 more matches, and then 1 more match. At the end of those matches, one of the men will lift a trophy, and then, presumably, I will finally be able to go home.
That is technically correct, which I suppose is useful in this context here. Fat Joe, let's welcome our third man in the booth here. We have Big Bad Koji Kimura. Welcome.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, Koji, you're the organizer of this show. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got into sumo wrestling and just a little bit more about the sport and our event in general?
Well, thank you, Chad. Initially, I got into sumo wrestling more as a side gimmick when I was featured in the B-movie scene as the monsters. I assume you've seen Godzilla?
Yes, of course.
Yes. Well,
no.
Anyway, I played several of the men in the suits, and those monsters and other men. We didn't like the Godzilla guy very much. He hogged all the screen time. He was always killing us, and being there in Japan, Ring of Fire, we just had enough of it. So then we just started pushing each other around, and saw that these sumo guys were doing it. Started destroying cities. These kaiju, fantastic, excellent sport. Destruction, mayhem, glory, and of course, giant monsters.
I understood very little about that. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the sport itself? So we as we know very little about sumo wrestling, being from such a far off exotic land as Japan. What do we expect to see in this sport?
Keep this answer a little bit more brief. Some of us have a hot dinner at home waiting for them.
Oh, well, all right. I'll keep it simple. You're in a ring, circle, giant circle, and only the bottom of your feet are allowed to touch the ground. And if anything else touches, you lose.
You had to go into every explicit detail there, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Really, not a whole lot of rules to this sport, are there?
Nope, not quite. Anything's allowed, except for hair pulling. Can't do that. And no balled fists. That's not allowed either. No weapons, and you gotta wear a mawashi.
Mawashi, what's that? Why don't you tell us more about that, Kimura?
Well, yes.
Don't
actually.
just next question, Chet.
Okay, I suppose. So I guess we have an 8-man tournament, single elimination. And our first matchup, we have Gomez versus Gus Gunderson. Koji, why don't you tell us a little bit about these guys?
Yes. Well, this is the all California matchup. These guys hate each other. Gus Gunderson specifically does not like Gomez. The vitriol at which these two spit each other in the ring and outside of it is palpable. There is nothing but raw emotion between them and the Clay.
A real rivalry, you say?
Oh, indeed.
Now, I did take a small interest in this match, and I did find out that Gus Gunderson has had his lackey, James Jameson, stalk Gomez, and it's actually been arrested for such events on no less than 6 occasions.
That's worrying. And actually, it looks like Gunderson's other partner, Anders Anderson, is also stalking around the ring here. These two were actually in the tag tournament earlier. Isn't that right, Koji?
Yes, that is correct. I'm not sure how they got here, though. I thought they were escorted out. I need to go talk to security. I'll be back.
Well, anyways, Gunderson, I wonder if that's going to play into this. I wonder if he's tired from being in the tag tournament earlier. The tag tournament, by the way, was on before our main event, of course. But it looks like, the notes that I'm being handed, it looks like Gunderson and Anderson were the runners-up in that tournament to Hoss Ewing and Billy Bob Sturgis. Congratulations to those two men who I am hearing the names for the first time. Regardless, I don't know. There seems to be some sort of silly ceremony going on that Koji might have been able to describe, but I think they're getting ready for the matchup here.
Yeah, you can see that both men are putting their fists to the ground, taking their sweet time doing it. And, here they go. It looks like, all right, so Gunderson has the advantage. Gomez just can't keep him away. I mean, he got a grip. He threw Gomez down. I mean, what more do you want from me?
Actually, Fat Joe, the other way around. I believe Gomez is the winner. That's Gus Gunderson on the ground.
Who cares? So I am legally obligated to tell you that we at Sumopalooza have changed how we are saying the winning techniques of these matches. We're using the system used in Japan. So now we have words like Yorai Kairi or frontal force out in American, instead of the colloquial term that we always used of the gentle hugging escort outside of that there straw bale. So, which of course means we now have a Yorai Taoshai or the front crush out, which obviously is far inferior to the non-gentle hugging escort outside of that there straw bale. Koji, what new technique name was used in this match?
Well, actually, the technique that was used in this one is called shitate nage.
Yes, whatever you say there, Koji. Can you tell us about the next match? It looks like the next wrestlers are doing the same silly song and dance before their match.
Well, yes, this is the ring ceremony. They have to do this every time they come into the ring. They have to throw salt in the air and purify and do the claps. This is all very shrouded in mystique and legend and lore, and it's quite beautiful.
Exotic and silly. So our competitors in this match are, it looks like Hugo Dump and... Oh, buddy, this is a difficult one. Well, how do you say this competitor's name, Koji?
Zydrunas Novak. Actually, he's a young man from Lithuania. He's a 5-time European champion. He's only 19 years old. He's going to have his work cut out against Hugo today.
Yes, some of these notes that I'm being passed and I'm reading for the first time say that Hugo Dump is actually last year's winner.
Indeed.
It appears that he has competed in all 15 of the Sumopaloozas so far. Oh crap! It looks like they're getting ready to go. They charge in, and Dump is much larger than Novak and appears to be just kind of grabbing him and standing still. This is kind of interesting.
Oh, just wait! This is his signature move.
Oh, Novak is moving backwards, and I guess they went over the edge. That was
Yorikiri. That's his famous move.
Hugo Dump wins. I suppose that wasn't very exciting.
Don't mean to correct you there, Koji, but I believe that is the Yorai Kairi.
Okay.
Yes. Fat Joe is the most experienced person I know in the Japanese language.
I've been reading these words for over 2 minutes now.
So Gomez and Hugo Dump advance to the semifinals. We're going to take a quick break. Koji, you're going to go take a chat with some people in the crowd. Is that right?
Yes, we have a fine crowd here. All these people are jazzed. I'm going to go get a word with them.
All right,
Right.
Koji, make sure this interview takes long enough for me to drop a deucer.
Thank you for coming to Sumopalooza. Can I get your name, sir?
Yes, my name is Whatta.
Are you having a good time today, Whatta?
Yes, it is very fun here at the Sumopalooza. I'm watching the big guys bump into each other, and it's very good.
I noticed your kind of funny accent there. Did you travel far to see the show?
Yes, I have come from Sweden.
Yes, the land of the Alps and fondue.
No, that would be Switzerland. I am from Sweden.
Of course. My mistake. Sweden is the one famous for chocolate.
No, that would also be Switzerland. I'm the Hurdur cock guy.
Clocks?
No, not clocks. The chef. The hoopa doopa doopa. The clocks would not be Sweden.
Let's agree to disagree. Anyways, who are you rooting for in the tournament?
Yes, I came to see Whatta Gustav, but he lost already. I'm just finishing my nachos.
That's wonderful. Enjoy the show and safe travels back to Switzerland.
Sweden.
Right.
And welcome back. We are back in the booth here for our third quarterfinal match, the Enormous Eight, as it is colloquially known. Our next competitors here are Walter Burgermeister versus. Can I say this on television?
Son of a bitch, O'Brien.
Yes, O'Brien versus Burgermeister here.
Say his God-given name.
It's son of a bitch, O'Brien. So O'Brien is actually another mainstay like Dump from the previous match. He's a 4-time champion. He won 1972 through 1975 Sumopaloozas. Wow, a very, very impressive resume. And Walter Burgermeister is coming back from his third heart attack to regain his status in the wrestling community. Good for him. Koji, why don't you tell us what to expect from these two?
These two are fine Oshi Sumo guys. You will see fists flying, but only in the form of open palms, because fists are not allowed.
Not very much of
Nothing
a
but
fist
slaps.
at all, then.
Well, they can be quite fast, actually. The Supari are just blindingly fast with some of these guys.
I knew some of those words. It appears they're getting ready for the fight, and it opens up with O'Brien. Oh, a massive slap to the face of Burgermeister. There's some slapping going on that I don't quite understand. They are moving towards the edge, though. Oh, and Burgermeister goes down outside the ring. O'Brien emerges victorious, and he will be facing Hugo Dump in the next round. Fat Joe, can you tell us anything about the technique that we just witnessed?
Yeah, so what O'Brien did there, I'm sorry, Mr. Son of a Bitch did there, he did his classic move. He had his big slap to open the match. Don't know if he was palming any sort of blade, as he is typically known as a dirty fighter, so that tends to come into account in his matches. So we'll have to check his tape to see if that was a clean slap there. But after that, it was just all Supari from O'Brien. He was able to push him out to the ring, and then Burgermeister just falls down to the ground as he gets to the edge in a classic Oshai Toshi.
To comment on that, the Harite on his opening move, yes, was fantastic. And then the Supari, again, like I was saying, was just blindingly fast. And then the Oshi Taoshi that he did at the end there, just beautiful. Just a signature force out. Beautiful.
If you could speak English, that would be much appreciated, Mr. Kimura here. We are getting ready for our fourth and final Enormous 8 matchup. Who is going to advance to the Fat 4? Our next two competitors, I am being told, are the Mawashi Kid and Tony the Rooster. Very interesting names.
Oh, wait. You didn't say Cosmo Rochester.
It says Mawashi Kid here on our playbill.
That's Cosmo Rochester.
No, the Mawashi Kid. I have not been able to track down this guy's identity. He just shows up each Sumopalooza. I've tried to get in touch with his managers. This guy is amazing.
Have you contacted Cosmo Rochester's managers?
No, the Mawashi Kid. I am just dazzled by his performance every single year.
I'm curious, Fat Joe. How can you identify him so easily? It appears he's wearing a mask over his eyes. I certainly would not be able to identify the man.
And that is just part of his mystique. It's just beautiful.
Have you seen Cosmo Rochester once? You've seen people wear masks. That's Cosmo Rochester in a whatever. Just do what you guys are gonna do. I don't care enough anymore.
Yeah. So the mysterious Mawashi kid is he appears to be actually quite old for a kid. I'd guess that man. If he weren't wearing a mask, I'd be able to judge more accurately. But he appears to be in his 50s at least.
It's all part of his persona. You can't judge a man by the way he moves.
Tony the Rooster, I'm being told, is a very fast, agile competitor. I'm not sure what a henka is, but it appears that he is known for doing it in more than 2/3 of all of his recorded matches.
Yes.
I can lend a little info into what the henka is. It's a downright dirty move that needs to be banned from the sport immediately. It is something that people who are, quote unquote, not good at sumo do to gain an unfair advantage over their competitors who are otherwise superior to them in every single way, shape, or form.
I'm going to have to respectfully disagree with you there. That is a completely legitimate move that each wrestler needs to watch out for. Only the experienced ones can pull one off flawlessly.
I'm going to have to disrespectfully tell you to go screw yourself, sir.
I own wrestling. You get over here.
And the match is about to begin. The Rooster. Oh, Tony the Rooster leaped straight up in the air, but Mawashi Kid was expecting it, and it appears he thrusts him out easily. That was also rather anticlimactic and brief.
As happens with most flying henkas.
So that move there, the sprawling leap straight up into the air. That is the henka maneuver.
A form of it. No, normally they get grabbed out of the air and slammed back to the clay, but in this case, it was a little more gentle.
Well, the mysterious and unidentifiable Mawashi Kid moves on to the semifinals to face Gomez. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we will be right back with the semifinals.
Cosmo, take that mask off!
Perhaps you wouldn't expect those from the birthplace of sumo wrestling to be looking to other countries to find it. But that's exactly what's happening in this unassuming waterhole in Fukushima. Yu's Bar has become the place to be the last few nights, with a swath of dedicated Japanese fans crowding around Yu's tube to watch the American broadcast of Sumopalooza 1977. You won't see these fans holding up sumo's traditional kanji towels, but instead wearing homemade t-shirts celebrating the likes of Gomez and Tony the Rooster. One patron even brought their own sign, proudly exclaiming that wrestler Not So Evil Knievel was, quote, my man from Topeka Can. Amidst the excitement, though, it appears something may have been lost in translation. This reporter didn't think it odd when a patron told him the Mawashi Kid was certain to win because of his youth and good looks. However, when a different patron informed me they were expecting a run-in on the last day, followed by another wondering whether or not Gus Gunderson's final match would involve some manner of brass knuckles hidden in his chonmage, it appears that the excited Japanese fans here have mistaken American sumo wrestling to be more professional than their own. Reporting from Tohoku, Japan, correspondent Robert B. here, signing off.
And we are back for the semifinals. Our first match is going to be Son of a Bitch O'Brien. Still feel uncomfortable saying that on television. Versus Hugo Dump.
Grow some balls, son.
I would ask you to maintain decorum here in the commentary booth, Fat Joe.
There's 23 people in this crowd. Who do you think is going to watch this? How many zeros are going to be on your paycheck?
You're getting paid for this? So if we could keep on task here, Son of a Bitch O'Brien, after his win over Walter Burgermeister, who I'm told is on his way to the hospital, potentially with his fourth heart attack.
Lucky number 4.
But Hugo Dump emerges from his match with, I was told over the break it is pronounced Zydrunas Novak. Yes, very, very, very exotic and foreign. Lithuanian names are not my forte. But Hugo Dump has emerged victorious and is now in his semifinal preparation. This whole ceremony is getting more familiar here. It appears they're lifting their legs to expose their groins. Koji, can you tell us more about this maneuver?
Well, I was never quite good, at doing these, but the official name. Now, hold on. Let's go back to this. How much am I paying you?
I mean, there's only 2 zeros on my check, so not nearly enough for me to put up with this kid's dumbassery.
Let's get back to the match here. So they've finished their leg lifting maneuver.
I could tell we still have a little bit of time, so I don't know what they're doing these days. But back in my day, when we did the leg lifts, it was a show of manliness to show off your testosterone. You were exposing your large balls to the other man to intimidate him, to show that you have no fear because, my God, look how big those man's balls are. And you would do this repeatedly to strike fear in your opponent.
Well, Fat Joe, I imagine you struck a lot of fear in your day when you were wrestling 30 to 40 years ago.
Can't say that I did, really. Not packing a lot down there.
Son of a bitch, O'Brien and Hugo Dump are crouched down, ready to begin their match. Ooh, they come in hard. O'Brien threw a heavy elbow that wobbles Dump. Dump is on the back foot. It appears he's bleeding from the forehead. They leap from one side to the other. They're working to get a grip on each other's diaper. And Dump sneaks around to the back and he pushes him out from the rear. What a interesting technique.
Yes, the rear push out, the Okuri Dashi, an excellent move with the Mawashi.
Yeah, I can't get behind this new name, the Okuri Dashi. It just takes away from the spirit of the names that we used to give them, which was just like, hey, get your butt out of my face. Leave this ring. I don't want your butt in my face anymore. That's what we used to call it. And I feel like you're really just taking away a lot of the character of American sumo wrestling when you I can't even anymore.
I got to disagree with you, Fat Joe. I don't think that rolls off the tongue quite as well.
The get your butt out of my face. I don't want your butt in my face. Push him out of the way so your butt's not in my face.
Our next match, our other semifinal, is Gomez versus the Mawashi Kid. Gomez, as we just witnessed, prevailed over his longtime rival Gus Gunderson in the enormous 8. And the Mawashi Kid punched his
Cosmo Rochester.
Well, I'm gonna go with the notes here. The Mawashi Kid punched his ticket to the Fat Four with a win over Tony the Rooster, who discovered that roosters cannot fly.
Indeed, they cannot.
And this one, I believe there's a little bit of history here. This one's going to be pretty exciting, I believe.
Now this is a match that I can actually get excited about. You have 2 titans of the industry. You have Gomez, who destroyed everybody on the West Coast. And then you have Cosmo Rochester, who was the king of New York for years. He dominated the 60s. He was the bruiser and 62zer. He went through all 62 counties in New York and beat somebody throughout an entire year. These 2 guys, it's East Coast versus West Coast. They are built to face each other and destroy each other. This is going to be an epic matchup. It's a force of 2 conflicting styles. You have Gomez, the Shitate Nage King. He's a master of getting a grip on that belt. You have the Mawashi Kid, who is all about the the Oshi Zumo, just push and thrust, maneuver his body around so you can't get a grip on his belt, and then just get up under your center of gravity, force you up, get you off balance, and shoot you out of the ring. This is going to be a masterpiece of a match, and I'm so excited to see the history of this match. We have 2 different styles coming at each other. This is just going to be amazing. What do you think, Koji? I have to imagine that this is one you're very excited for.
Well, I would, but it's over.
Yes, it appears that the Mawashi Kid was able to get the better of him. Gomez appears to have slipped and been pushed down.
Yes, it was a Hiki Otoshi.
I knew Cosmo had it in him.
So, the Mawashi Kid is moving on to the finals against Hugo Dump. We're going to give these big men a moment to recover, and we will be back for the final match after one more commercial break.
Good evening. Welcome to Sumopalooza. Great to have you here. Tell me, young ladies, why have you come out here today?
Oh, the sumo. Oh, yeah. We love the sumo. We love big boys. We're from Texas and we like all things big.
And
Well.
these boys are pretty small in comparison.
Yeah, that's right. My cousin Jim Bob is probably twice one of those wrestlers.
That's
But
right.
anyway.
Well, some of these guys, they train a little bit, but so you say these guys are small. So who'd you really come here to see?
Oh, well, my favorite wrestler is a wrestler called Whatta Scratchy. And
Oh, I love him.
Whatta Scratchy is one of my favorites. He is really, really wonderful wrestler, and he's great on the belt.
That's right. I just come to see the Collins twins every time. I
Oh.
love the Collins twins.
Oh, yeah, they're wonderful.
Oh, yes.
I can't tell them apart, though. That's the only problem.
That's because they're twins.
You gotta really pay attention, but that's why they're here. That's why they're on the card. They are the crowd pleasers.
Yes, and they please my crowd.
What does that mean?
It means they please me.
Definitely seems like you ladies are excited. Tell me, how have you been enjoying the concession stands? It's fine. Texas brought Omaha, Texas steak, and this is delicious Angus hot dogs we have here, right?
Yes, and they put it on a stick, which is wonderful. It's like what do they call it? A yakitori, yakitori. And we love the big drinks because we like all things big, and hot dogs. They got plenty of hot dogs.
And I like the 2-for-1 special in the hot dogs. You can double fist those. I like it.
What does that mean?
Double fisting? I'll explain
Well,
later.
anyway,
Thank you, ladies. Enjoy your Texas hot dogs.
And we are back for the finals. We have Hugo Dump versus the Mawashi Kid. Fat Joe, I think I speak for us both when I say thank you, Koji, for running this event and for teaching us valuable lessons about this exotic sport from the Far East.
Speak for yourself, son.
Very well, I shall. Koji, why don't you help us out with some context? The Mawashi Kid being such an enigma, such a mystery. Do we know anything about what his reaction to Hugo Dump's large, heavy style is going to be?
I tell you, it's all built up to this point, and the Mawashi Kid's going to have to bring his A game to try and go against Hugo. This man has the most impressive defense I have ever seen. I do not envy the Mawashi Kid, but if I know this man, we are in for a treat.
Fun fact about Hugo Dump. No matter how you think he got his nickname of Dump, you're wrong.
And the wrestlers are getting ready. The fists go down. And it started off, oh, what a huge headbutt on the opening, and they're gripping, and the momentum has appeared to stall. We have both wrestlers near the middle. They both have both hands on each other's belt, and now it appears to be a battle of wills. The arena is hushed. Everyone is watching the two men as they just kind of stand there.
Now I can elaborate a little bit on what's going on here. So
yes, I'm sure there's a technical battle going on in their minds, but it's invisible to the eye.
So what's going on here? These are both very large men, and at least Cosmo, the Mawashi Kid, is in his 50s. Any effort to put forth like strength over a long period of time just kind of wears on you. This is both of these guys' 7th match of the day. They're both a little bit tired. They're both taking this opportunity to get a little bit of a catnap on each other's shoulder. And so that by the time they have awoken, they hope that they wake up before the other guy, take them unawares, and slam them to the ground.
I'm eagerly anticipating it. It could happen at any second.
Both of these guys seem to be very asleep. This one could last a while. I might, if you, I don't care if you mind. I'm going to go grab a hot dog.
We have
Koji-
the all Angus beef over there next to the concession stand.
All right. Yeah, that's
That's a good hot dog right there.
that's
No,
a
indeed
quality.
it is.
Yeah. What did you guys like spring for the condiments at this thing, or did you just get like the hot dogs and buns?
Oh no. We totally go for the full condiment spread. Relish, onions, mustard, ketchup, whatever you want.
I've always thought that sauerkraut is good on a hot dog.
It depends where you get
What's
it from.
wrong
Honestly,
with you? No. What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I just think I like to. I like to spice things up sometimes. The match is over. What happened?
No.
Hugo Dump seems to be standing there with his arms raised, so it looks like he was the winner.
I guess Hugo Dump is our champion.
Hey, look at that!
Right.
That means the tournament's over. Later.
Well, I guess thank you, Fat Joe, for most of the show. And we're gonna go down to Koji down in the ring interviewing our champion.
Congratulations, Hugo. What an impressive series of bouts. How does it feel to be a repeat champion?
Yes, I am happy. I did my best.
There was some concern about your injury coming into the finals. How are you feeling?
I am feeling a bit of soreness, but my doctor said I should be well within 2 weeks of rest.
Tell us about the match and those tactics that led you to that victory.
I am happy that I was able to do my brand of sumo.
Your opponent was a bit older, a little more experienced than you. Did this affect your game plan at all?
Yes. I decided to implement my brand of sumo and take it one match at a time.
Is that any different than your normal strategy?
No. I always tried to take it one match at a time and implement my brand of sumo. My opponent fought with a lot of spirit, but I was able to prevail with my brand of sumo.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Hugo. How do you intend to celebrate?
Yes. I am very happy. I will go to my home of Minnesota with my trophy. I hope to have my hometown proud. My parents are in the crowd today, and they said, "Good job, son."
Any final words for your young fans out there?
Yes. I am very happy. Try hard to implement your brand of sumo one day at a time. Thank you for your support.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Your Sumopalooza 1977 champion, Hugo Dump. This is unbelievable. The Mawashi kid. I'm actually going to get to talk to him. It appears he would like to say a few words. Mr. Kid, please, what would you like to say to the audience?
Well, first of all, gotta say it's not easy being the Mawashi kid. And I want to know that everyone in the audience here and all the little Mawashi kids out there need to know that there's a little Mawashi kid inside of you. Oh, God.
So deep.
Would you like to unmask me?
No, I don't think I can.
I've been defeated, and it is. You're right.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, please forgive me.
It's me, Cosmo Rochester.
No.
Yes, I thought you would all figure it out since I was still wearing the Mawashi that said Cosmo Rochester.
You know we don't look at that. We stare at your face. We don't.
Also, I have the full back tattoo that says Cosmo Rochester.
But we look forward. You keep pushing forward. That's part of sumo. We don't look behind.
Well, that's fair, but I also have the under boob tattoo that says CR, but instead of dots, they're little hearts. What did you think? What did you think that stood for?
Crispy roasted chicken.
That's fair. That's fair. I do love a crispy roasted chicken. That is delicious. But no, it is I, Cosmo Rochester, and has been all the time. So all of you who thought that the Mawashi Kid was someone you couldn't look up to because he was so mysterious, Cosmo Rochester, the big CR is coming for you with his crispy chicken.
May I keep your mask?
No.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was a real something there. The mystery has been solved, I suppose. Koji, welcome back to the booth here. I suppose any final thoughts on the tournament?
I just can't believe it was Cosmo all along. Cosmo.
Yeah,
I never knew.
I guess we owe an apology to Fat Joe there. Well, regardless, ladies and gentlemen, your champion Hugo Dump, but that will do it for Sumopalooza 1977. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next year.
I'm going to get my Angus dog.
Thank you for listening to Grand Sumo Breakdown. Until next time,
Throw your salt high
and keep moving forward.